What's up, guys? I'm Jack Rutkowski, and I'm back with another episode of Fast Money. So, it's the same rules as last time. I'm going to ask you a question, give you a couple of responses. The clock is going to start. You can answer those, and you can pause if you need it. And then I'll give you a little background on the answer. So, we'll jump right into the next question. So, what is UBI? Is it A, University of Boston, Iowa? B, Universal Baseball Incorporated? Is it C, Universal Base for Those in Need? Or is it D, Universal Basic Income? And the clock is going to start now. All right, and time is up. So the answer for that question is D, Universal Basic Income. This means that those that are below the certain income threshold will receive a monthly boost on their income, which will ultimately level the playing field, meaning they can use this money for rent, bills, or paying debt, which will give those a boost for those that need it to increase their net worth. If they're starting at below the average, let's take Boston, for example, like we saw last time, they have $8 of net worth because their income is basically meeting the amount of debt they have, just evening it out to just $8 or $0 in a lot of cases, or negative. But universal basic income will give them an extra amount of money, which will be able to use to pay those debts, which will ultimately boost their income or boost their net worth. So let's say they make $71,000 a year, their debt is $71,000 a year. If they remove 10 grand off of that debt, then they're making a net worth of 10 grand. So ultimately boosts it. All right, so now we're going to hop into question 2. What makes it hard for African Americans to increase their net worth? Is it A, debt, B, education, C, income, or D, all of the above? And the timer is going to start now. All right, and time is up. So the answer was D, all of the above. An example of this is that debt compounds from generations to generations, making it harder to pay for college, thus meaning they need to take out a loan, which ultimately will then increase the debt even more, or go to a cheaper alternative like community college or trade school, and rather than a competitive school, and eventually either make less or not be as happy. And that's just an example of how debt can just chain reaction through education and income using all of those above. So I want to thank you again for tuning in for this episode, and I'll see you next time.